I'm going to start by saying I think we should throw out the rules. The rule book that we had so far, we have to throw it out. The rules around how we develop businesses, how we start businesses, how we engage with customers, how we design and develop products and services, and how we are growing businesses or should grow businesses. These rules do not apply anymore because we now live in a digital world. Never before in the history of mankind have we had an environment like we have today. Unparalleled processing power, unlimited storage capacity, more than 60% of the global population online. We have more than 40% of the global population on mobile devices. And we have technology costs that are tremendously low. And all of these elements are allowing us to create new breakthrough technologies as each technology phase develops and builds on its previous phase. New breakthroughs are coming out almost on a daily basis. But some of these technologies are not new. Blockchain has been around for about 10 years. Artificial intelligence research in this area has been around since the 1940s and 50s. But with the current environment that we have, we are ripe for disruption, and these technologies now can be applied in our business in fantastic new ways. Consumers are adopting technology as well, almost as fast as it's being developed. People are adopting this technology. We are in the generation of Facebook, Google, and Uber, where we've gotten so used to these hyper-personalized experiences. We've gotten used to companies predicting what we need, what we want, seamless interactions across channels. So we are ripe for disruption as well, and we want to use these technologies. We are looking to interact with companies through these technology platforms as well. We have a completely new competitive landscape as well. If you think about in the old days, competition among companies traditionally was with the large organizations. However, what we're seeing today is new startups, new digital businesses run by digital natives are popping up like mushrooms everywhere. And these are the companies that are giving the traditional big companies a run for their money. These companies are also the ones that know how to use technology and are able to apply them really well for consumer engagement. Now, in the old days, it took a company about almost a century to reach $1 billion valuation. Today, it takes only a couple of years. If you think about a very well-known brand, Nike, it took them about 24 years to reach $1 billion valuation as a company. YouTube took 1 year. So this image is actually a layout of the Unicorn Club, which is basically companies that have reached $1 billion valuation. And you can see the club's gotten a little bit crowded over the years. And what is really interesting is last year we had 119 new companies join the club. So our competitive landscape is completely been changed by application of new technology like AI and blockchain. So the rule book has to go. The traditional way of running businesses, the traditional way of engaging with customers, how we develop products and services, how we grow our business, those rules don't apply anymore. And some of the new rules are things like moving from product focus to outcome-based focus. With AI technology, for example, we are able to monitor how people use products, how they engage with our products, what they can get done. We are able to collect large amounts of data and analyze that data for better business, for optimized decision-making, for creating new hyper-personalized products as well. We are moving with blockchain technology, for example, from traditional central controlled businesses with head offices and central decision-making towards a decentralized environment. And this is creating more peer-to-peer engagement. It's giving opportunities for traditionally smaller groups to actually engage better in business and to get more competitive within the business landscape. There are many ways we can apply AI and blockchain, so I thought I'd just describe a couple of approaches to you with 4 key dimensions or key areas within the business. Now, if we look at artificial intelligence, what it really is a machine or computer program that's able to perform intelligent tasks that traditionally was done by people. So applying artificial intelligence in business allows you to not replace human interaction, but enhance it. to a certain extent, and enhance it quite intelligently as well. So if you think about the first quadrant, consumer experiences, you're able to use AI technology to really enhance how you engage with customers, how you communicate with them, interact with them, how you gain data around what they do, and also how you then make decisions within your company with this big or large amounts of data and optimize your organization. A simple example of how you would apply that would be a chatbot, right? This would be a very straightforward first way for you to engage with artificial intelligence within your organization. Chatbots allow you to very quickly and intelligently engage with customers, make recommendations for products, and they're fairly cheap to implement as well today. Another example would be for products and services to be digitized or optimized with these technologies. So if we think about application of blockchain, blockchain would allow us to very quickly and with very low costs transfer money within different or between across different regions. So if we take an example of that, here we have developing a digital identity with blockchain. So let me first explain what blockchain is. And I'm pretty sure, can I see a show of hands, how many people here know what it is? Quite a few of you. Shall I explain a little bit anyway? Yeah. So blockchain is basically a decentralized network of computers, and it connects basically different nodes of computers, and it's decentralized, right? So what this means is it records and stores data in a chronological series of events, and it's stored or it's on a transparent and immutable ledger system. So I just said a bunch of words. What does this mean? Basically, if you think of blockchain, it's really a new type of database that never existed before. Imagine that blockchain is like a book. The data that's stored is like the printed pages, the printed words on the pages. Once it's printed, you can't really go in and change unless you damage the book, right? The pages are then numbered and bound together. So the information is stored in a chronological order, and it's bound together, so you can't change that order once it's published. The book is then published and distributed, so many copies exist. So you can't change something in one copy, because everyone else who has another copy of the book will know that this is not true, so it becomes a single source of truth. These are all the different elements combined that make blockchain unique. The data can't be changed, the information is time-stamped and stored in a way that it cannot be tampered with, and it is a single source of truth, and it's decentralized. Everyone has a copy. And these elements together make blockchain very unique. And so this is why it's a technology that's transformative. It never existed before with all these combination of elements. And it creates the opportunity for us to remove intermediaries. It creates a new standard of trust in business. In the old days, we used to rely on banks, or we still do to a certain extent, banks, lawyers, auditors, fiduciaries, to basically notarize information, to basically certify trust or ensure trust between different parties. Today, with blockchain technology, once applied, we don't need all of these intermediaries because we can secure trust directly with each other. And this creates cost savings, efficiencies. It cuts down significantly. It makes our interactions almost instantaneous. So transferring money between different countries can happen instantaneously. It doesn't have to go through different banks and take so much time, like 3 or 4 days. So these are huge changes that could occur within the business environment. We can also create, for example, digital identities. There are about 2 billion people across the globe who don't have access to traditional financial services, but they do have mobile phones. And as soon as you have a mobile phone, you can create a digital identity on blockchain, and this gives you then access to financial services, for example. We can also look at optimizing organizations with AI and blockchain. So here are 2 examples. X.AI is a service that gives you an intelligent virtual assistant that can answer simple emails and schedule meetings for you. It's a quick way to get started on using AI. And it's very low cost as well. Stamped is a blockchain service that allows you to verify and notarize documents online. You don't have to go to your local notary public to get documents verified anymore. You just upload the document on the platform and it notarizes it and certifies so you can use these documents. Great for businesses. And finally, technologies like this allow you to create and apply new business models that never existed before, the disruptive business models. What companies need to do, though, is understand the capabilities of these technologies and the developing market needs. What are people looking for? What do they need to do? What do they need to use these technologies for? If you match the capabilities of the technologies with these emerging trends, you can create new value propositions or new offerings in the market that can create a competitive advantage for you. Thank you very much.
Kamales, what would be the first step that somebody who's not that savvy in terms of technology can make, who they can come and get help from?
So if we talk about how you can get started in these areas, I would recommend the first thing is education. And today, education is democratized. A lot of this information can be learned online. It's not very expensive either. So the way I got started on blockchain, for example, was to do online courses with IBM. And I've also done courses with MIT and so on. So a lot of this information is available online. I would encourage everyone in here to go and explore some of these technologies. If I can give a quick analogy, this week we're celebrating we know it's the 25th anniversary of Amazon since it started. When Amazon started in 1994, 0.2% of the global population was using the internet. And today they are a massive organization. So today, if we talk about blockchain, we have about 0.5% of the global population involved in the space. So you have an opportunity now to get a foot in early, learn about the technology, how it could be applied for business. Even if you're in the corporate side, having a good understanding for how these technologies, 84% of companies in the world are exploring blockchain. So it's a good time to get a foot in, to start learning the technology and gaining a competitive advantage for yourself in your career and in your business as well.
Okay, and then complementing that, maybe here Patama and Ellen can help in terms of answering this. Complementing that first step of getting yourself educated or a little bit more familiar with the technology, what sort of partners you need to look for? What sort of what are the different values, the different things that you need to look in a partner, in a technology partner especially?
It's a great question, and honestly, I think it's a pretty well-rounded education that's needed, because we need to know the statistics and the math and the computer science, but that's not enough. We need to also think about the social science, the political science, the systemic approach, systems thinking, systems engineering, to be able to understand what we're doing and how it might impact the world. And I think that's absolutely critical. And you listed some very good resources for learning statistics and math and computer science on your own. And I think that's incredibly amazing that that's possible. It takes some discipline and it takes some structure, but that's also a great way to gain confidence. And it's a particular opportunity for women, because we can do that. We have self-discipline, we have dedication, and if we just keep applying that in ways that build towards a skill set and build towards mastery, then I think we're really well positioned. But also consider the ethics, also consider the political science, also consider the social.
Yeah, I just want to add to that, because today, the data make technology become possible, right? Because you use mobile phone, there's data on the internet. So I think, when you look at the technology, you don't need to be great. You just need to know enough of what technology can do to help you. So first and foremost, I said, you need to look at the technology that you can trust, transparency, and then the purpose of you wanting to use the technology for.
Okay, thank you very much.
Can I just add one last point, though? Technology is not a silver bullet solution for everything. So it's not the answer for every company, and not every company needs to apply everything. So have a good understanding for where you are at in terms of digital maturity and how you can apply these technologies. What I tell companies all the time is look at it from your consumer point of view, who your target audience is and how you can serve them.
Thank you very much.